You are watching live.
Yes, we are.
Very laggy broadcast of Rally Round the Natty. My name is Santori Miles. Alongside me always is Bengal Dad, Cincy James, Greg Luther. How we doing? It's Wednesday. It's time for picks. I'm lagging. I'm tired. I'm frustrated. This is a terrible time with strawberry ice. Here we go. Let's have some fun.
Let's do this.
Was that crisp? Was that clean, clear?
That was pretty good.
Right now.
Yeah.
You haven't fuzzed out yet.
All right. Jesus, Joseph, and Mary. Let's keep it going. Do we want to start with picks? We can have a 12-minute episode and burn through this. See if I can
Who's
save
that guy
internet.
down there? Greg took his glasses off. I don't even know who he is anymore.
Yeah, I know.
That's a different guy.
He's got glasses on. I want to be one of the So
Hey, the reason I put these on is because the reason I put them on is because everybody knows the sun never sets on a badass. So
there you go.
Okay.
You demand.
no, and that's why I'm taking them off now.
All right, now I can put these back on. Okay.
I'll move mine up here. I'll do
Okay,
one of those old guy moves. I don't know if I can do that.
Yeah.
My forehead's not big enough.
Yeah. Okay.
Your forehead's not big enough.
Or it's too greasy.
You don't have the Peyton Manning 5 head?
No, I do not have a 5 head.
Yeah.
That's more like an 8 head.
All right, we're gonna.
What are we talking about tonight, boys? We got picks. I know that.
I'm trying to do picks. I'm trying to get all this thing set up. I'm struggle busting all over the place here.
You know we're live and you're not set up. That's very unprofessional.
Listen, I was getting ready to go.
We're gonna lose everybody.
I was going on Jeff's show. He called me. He's like, "All right, going live at 5:30. It's 5:25. Where you at?" I'm like, "I'm at Midwest Barbecue. I'm trying to get there." All right, so let's start with the Thursday night game. We got Ravens. I'm gonna just pump the odds up there as we're typing.
Who they crit?
Crit.
I can't spell. Some of these are going to be misspelled. Ravens +1 at Buccaneers. How are we feeling?
I think the Ravens. I mean, how can you not? How in the world are Buccaneers even favored in that game?
Hey, Santori, if we're doing food analogies for tomorrow night's game, I got something good for Tom Brady, but I'm going Ravens.
Okay, going Ravens. I'm not going to type all these down. This is miserable. I'm going to tell you, we're going to burn through it.
Yeah, just talk it through.
This is a low-budget production tonight. I'm sorry, everyone. Been busy all day today.
I think. Can we? Oh gosh,
Shelly. We did it last time.
Thanks, Mom. Here's what she's talking about, because Joe Burrow mentioned that maybe he'll wear a costume on Monday. Because it's Halloween.
All that. He's going to be Jim Harbaugh, he said.
But
Harbaugh.
We'll get back to that. We'll get back to it after the picks. Just Mom, remind us. So, yeah, she's our producer. So, but I have gone with Tom Brady on these picks. I feel like 4 or 5 weeks in a row, and I think I'm going to keep doing it. I got to hit one time, right?
Can we see that, or is that just
bigger.
Like a nightmare?
Make it bigger.
Make it bigger. Okay.
That's good.
Uh-oh.
But
really
yeah, I'm going to go with Tampa Tom one more week. Because I want the Ravens to lose.
I'll be rooting for Tampa Tom.
I'm rooting for Tampa too, James, but I'm also going to be realistic here, man. Sorry.
I understand it. I got to put my money where my mouth is, though.
Yeah.
So we're doing?
I think Santori is frozen.
Yeah, I think he has frozen.
We have frozen. So let's move on to the next game. We got we're in Wembley, in London. We got the Broncos and the Jags. Looks like the Jags are the favorite by 2.5 in that game.
They sure are.
Yeah, they are.
Greg, why don't you go first on that one?
I'm going to go Jaguars. I mean, Russell Wilson, man, it's just drama. And the Jaguars, I think Trevor Lawrence is secretly coming along. I mean, like, don't you guys agree? You look at Trevor Lawrence, he's quietly sneaking up there. I think I'm going to go Jaguars and the Broncos, this whole Russell Wilson thing going on. I'm sorry. I don't care if he was working out on the plane or anything like that. I don't care. Jaguars.
Yeah, everybody's trying to sleep. He's doing high knees.
Yeah. Gosh.
I'm gonna go Jags as well. Part of it is because I don't know which 933-year-old running back the Broncos are going to use.
Yep.
I'm not sure, and I don't know if any of them are legit. So just ask my fantasy team with Melvin Gordon.
Well, I think I'll be a little on the contrarian side. At some point, Russell Wilson has to be a little more Russell Wilson. Maybe a little fish and chips over there in London. Maybe that'll do something for him. I don't know. But at some point, he's too good of a quarterback. It's just like Rodgers. And it is just like Brady hasn't been playing bad. But these guys at some point, they're going to rise up to the talent level that they really have.
Yeah.
He's not going against a great team. So maybe this is where he kind of finds himself a little bit. So I'm going to go with Denver. Next game I have here is Carolina at Atlanta. I don't have any odds up here, though. I'm just on NFL.com, so I don't have any odds for this game. So maybe we'll just pick winners at this point.
Is it at Carolina or Atlanta?
Carolina at Atlanta.
If I knew the spread, my guess is probably 1 point for Atlanta, or
my guess is it might be 3 or 4 for Atlanta. They're a better team and they're at home.
Yeah, I'm going to go Atlanta. I mean, Atlanta, they're going to get back to the run game. Look, that was just a lucky win for the Panthers. Atlanta knows the Panthers. I'm going to go Atlanta.
I think I agree.
Yeah, that's
Atlanta.
I'll go with Atlanta also.
Yeah.
Give me a second. I'm going to try to find something that's got the odds or the spreads on
it. He was on Bovada, I think.
Yeah, he was. Let's see, week 8.
Well, while you're looking for that, I know Greg and I always watch Bengals and Brews, and we kind of brought Bengals and Brews with us because we don't get to watch tonight. So we've got the koozie going on. We got our shirts on, trying to represent. We love those guys.
Yeah.
It just didn't work out to where it was on a different day this week. So, but hopefully they're kicking ass on theirs. I'm sure they are.
Haas, by the way, Haas sent me another Haas vision pick. Haas, can you do me and James a favor? Switch to Bengals and Brews. Do a Luther vision pick, if you would, right now, Haas.
Oh yeah,
you're my go-to guy, buddy. If you not, man, do it if you can.
All right, I just found the odds. That game, which might change a few opinions, that game is Atlanta -6.5.
Whoa!
Oh, that is a lot.
That's a lot. For a team that runs the ball and burns clock,
mm-hmm.
And they're not going to try to stretch the lead when they get the lead.
Yeah.
I think I'll go with Carolina because they looked a little better last week against Tampa. They got whoever that new quarterback is, he looked like he was.
No, he had the highest QB rating. Burrow had the second highest QB rating. He really didn't put up mega stats, but he had like the highest QB grade on Pro Football.
So PJ Walker?
Yeah.
Is it PJ Walker? Yeah.
Is that who it was? Okay. Yeah, he looked. Yeah, obviously he looked good in highlights, but he looked really. He looked kind of shifty and.
Former XFL quarterback.
Is he?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think I'm going to go Carolina as well with that big of a point spread. I still think that Atlanta finds a way to eke it out, but I would go Carolina in the points.
That's where I'm at.
I'm gonna stick with Atlanta.
All right.
Okay.
It's at home. I'm gonna stick with Atlanta.
Let's see. I've got the Bears coming off that very, very strange big win against New England. They are getting 10.5 points at Dallas.
Oh.
Oh man.
I mean, the Bear defense was looking better against New England.
Dallas is going to win, but by 10 points.
They got to win by 11.
Yeah, they had to win by 11.
11. I'm going to go Chicago. I don't think Dallas. I mean, Dak Prescott just came back, but I mean, let me ask you guys this quickly: would you guys have stuck with Cooper or started Dak back?
Well, I don't know how Cooper did in the very last game he did. I'm not sure how good he was. I didn't pay that close of attention. Unless he had total command of that team, I would have went back to Dak.
Yeah, I think I still would have stayed with Dak, or gone back to Dak.
Yeah.
You know, you paid him all that money for a reason. You're just going to let that money sit on the bench. He's a better quarterback than Cooper Rush. I mean, let's be honest.
Yeah.
And he does have some rapport with CeeDee Lamb, and maybe I know it was kind of lackluster last week with Michael Gallup, but maybe Dak is the spark that to get Michael Gallup kind of going, get him galloping, if we will.
Yeah, I just don't think it's going to be by 11. Doubt, we all agree. I think Dallas will probably win that game, but I just don't know by 11. I'm going to go Chicago.
Yeah. Which way are you going, James?
I know it's a lot of points, but I kind of see Micah Parsons just lighting up that O-line.
Yeah, I don't even want to think of Micah Parsons.
I know. I think they win. I think they win by 17. Cowboys.
I'm going to take the points. I think the
I don't blame you.
I think the Bears defense might hold down the Cowboys a little bit. Cowboys don't have a real explosive offense.
No.
Next game is Miami at Detroit. Detroit is getting 3.5 at home.
Miami.
Yeah, I think I go Miami as well.
Detroit's, I mean, like they're averaging 39 points a game or something, and they're still right now they hold the first pick of the draft. I mean, but Miami, though, I mean, like Tua, though, can you guys answer this? Tua did not look like, he just.
How we doing?
What's up, man?
Whoa, he's back.
Back from the dead. What is going on in the comments? Whoa! New dating for all tastes. What is happening?
I was not going to put that up there.
Well, why not? Wow. the bots have found us.
Yeah.
We called Spectrum. They did a reset. Apparently, there's something called a data clog. So they unclogged our sync. Now we're back up to 100 megabits.
There we go.
It's all that stuff I shouldn't be watching. Clogging it up.
We are on the Dolphins at the Lions. The Lions are getting 3.5. And I know Greg was saying something about Tua. I don't think he was real impressed with Tua.
Well, Tua, it just didn't seem like he was electrifying like he was those first couple of games. I mean, do you think he's still kind of hurt, or what do you guys all think?
I thought he looked really, really good the first drive or two against Pittsburgh, and then again that could have been the scripted plays, and then nothing happened.
Well, Pittsburgh's still Pittsburgh. Okay, they might not win a lot, but Tomlin's still a good coach, and they still know how to make mid-game adjustments. It's probably a combination of adjustments and trying to knock the rust off. He hasn't played in 2 weeks. He hasn't, brain's been scrambled for probably 7 of those 14 days. So, I'm going to give him a little bit of time here.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Miami in that game. I think they'll find a way to win by just a little more than 3.5.
Miami.
You going, Tyler, or Santori, or I'll just keep reading them. I've got the Cardinals at the Vikings. The Vikings are a 3.5 point favorite.
Vikings.
That's where I'm at.
Yeah.
They're just a little bit better. They got Justin Jefferson. Cardinals ain't gelling yet. I think at some point the Cardinals are going to explode, but I think Kyler Murray's going to have to grab himself.
Well, wait a minute. Is there a big Call of Duty tournament on this weekend or anything?
Call of Duty came out last week, so
okay.
I don't know if they're doing any double points weekend or anything, but he's had a week to get it out of his system.
Kirk Cousins is like a bologna sandwich. I'm sorry. He's in that Dalton range. I'm going to go with, and I compare Kyler Murray to Doritos. I'd rather have a big thing of Doritos than a bologna sandwich right now. I'm going Kyler Murray. He's got DeAndre Hopkins back. I'm going hard.
I will say last week, if anybody watched that game, he did all of a sudden start finding DeAndre Hopkins a lot in that game. Yeah. But I think I'm going to still go with I got to go with Minnesota. Absolutely have to go with Minnesota.
Yeah, I'm going to go Minnesota too. Hopkins in that game, he was targeted, I think, 14 times and caught 10.
Yeah, that's all he was throwing to.
It's a lot.
Nobody forgets we're on recording here. I can't wait to say I told you so. I'm going to bag of Doritos up here next time. when
All
they
right. Next game's pretty interesting. Even though it's two teams I don't really care much about. It's the Raiders at the Saints, and the Raiders are giving 2.5 points. So the Raiders are favored by 2.5 points.
I don't know what the question's starting to remain here. The same question we've always had when it comes to Andy. Which Andy are we going to get? He's had some consistent time. He's looked a little shaky, and then he hung up 370 last week.
4 touchdowns, actually 6 touchdowns, but 2 to the other team.
Would freaking air Andy on us last week out of nowhere. So which Andy are we going to get? We going to get a grilled cheese, or are we going to get like some beer cheese, Greg?
He is starting. He is starting Sunday.
I think what you guys we have to ask ourselves. Let's be scientific about this.
Okay.
The grilled cheese sandwich now, but the question is, what is Derek Carr? He does lead game-winning drives. Derek Carr, to me, sometimes, I don't know. I'd have to do some thinking into this, but Derek Carr can be like I don't know what to think of Derek Carr. His question is, what's the spread again?
2.5.
Oh man, you
Raiders
know what,
are
man?
favored by 2.5.
Something. I went to when I tweeted you guys that grilled cheese sandwich from Frisch's. My coworker Brad had this barbecue sauce he wanted me to try. I dipped that grilled cheese in the barbecue sauce. We'll call it Chris Olave, Alvin Kamara, and all those guys. And it tasted awesome. I'm going to go. I think the barbecue sauce is going to help out the grilled cheese sandwich. I'm going to say.
He's distracted by the sunglasses. I'm going to take them off. That was good.
So who's got? Okay, where are you at, James?
I'm going
still
Saints.
trying to process whatever was going on there.
So the barbecue sauce was Chris Olave.
Which barbecue sauce is it? We're
Come on,
supposed to
Kamara.
be scientific.
I don't know. I went off topic here, but I think the Raiders are a train wreck. I'm sorry. I'm going. I don't care. I'm going Saints. I think the grilled cheese sandwich is going to come out nice and cheesy, with plenty of help, maybe some ketchup or whatever barbecue sauce or a pickle. I don't care what it is.
Ketchup on a grill.
Greg, I have a food for David Carr.
Okay, what is it? Bengal Dad, help me out here.
David Carr is a chicken wing that you get from like Domino's or Papa John's, where you're excited you're getting chicken wings and you taste it and it's like, man, it should have been better than that.
Bengal
That just
Dad,
really wasn't much.
Bengal Dad, yes. That's what I was trying to think of, something like that. Bengal Dad. So Santori and James, answer the question. Would you rather have a perfectly grilled cheese sandwich with maybe some barbecue sauce or some ketchup or some low-end chicken wing? Think about that.
I'm going grilled cheese in that scenario. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh,
a bad chicken wing is it's not like there's not a bad chicken wing. There is. Just ask Glenn Goodberry.
There are some repulsive chicken wings there.
Well, I'm going to take what game was that again? I'm going to take
grilled cheese is the safe choice here, fellas.
I'm going with Andy Dalton playing at home down in the Bayou.
Yes.
And maybe it'll be cheddar cheese instead of American.
Might be.
Well, let's hope it's not great value cheese.
All right.
Haas,
Next,
see, this is what happens when you get food allergies. This makes everything easier.
next game we've got is the licking their wounds New England Patriots, favored by 2 at the Jets.
What? Jets, 100%.
Totally disrespecting the Jets. We know what that feels like.
No, Jets.
The Jets are getting 2.5 points at home. You got to go with the Jets, don't you?
Jets.
New England doesn't know who their quarterback is now.
Guys, even if it was Jets were favored by 10 points, I still would have probably picked the Jets. Jets all the way.
The Jets are on a roll right now. They're hot.
Yeah. Sauce, best corner in the league right now. Came out of the best college.
Wait, what sauce is sauce, Greg?
Buddy, you know what sauce he is right now?
No, quiet. He's sauce. He has his own sauce. It's at B-Dubs. It's called sauce.
There you go.
From last night.
I didn't know that.
It's good.
A1.
Which barbecue?
Paul says he's A1 sauce.
He's so
I like A1 sauce.
If you're using A1 sauce, it means your steak's shit.
It's also good on meatloaf.
Are we all on the Jets on this game?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Pittsburgh Steelers getting 9.5 points at the Eagles.
I don't think that's enough.
The way Kenny Pickett played it, probably if they were favorite, if it was 20 points, I'd still pick the Eagles, but I don't know.
I'm going Eagles, man. I think they're going to win by about 25.
Well, I think they've just got all that flashy offense, and they're fast, and they move quickly. I think they're just going to tear right through Pittsburgh's defense.
Yeah, their defense is pretty good too. Not Pittsburgh, but
right, Philly.
Yeah,
I
I'm going to go Philly.
I think they're going to cover that.
Here, bold prediction. I'm going to start doing one of those. Bold prediction for random games here.
Don't even say it.
No, it's
Okay.
not where you think I'm going.
Okay. Normally that's against Pittsburgh when you do the bold prediction.
No, bold prediction. I mean, it's against Pittsburgh for sure. Pickett might throw 5 picks in that game.
Would surprise me.
I'm going to go minimum 4 interceptions. For
He
Kenny
will not
Pickett.
throw 5 because he'll get jerked from the game before he gets to that point.
Well, he'll get 4. Put it in stone.
You know what Kenny?
Go ahead, Greg.
You know what Kenny Pickett reminds me of? If there's one thing I can't stand on a cheeseburger or anything, I hate thick lettuce. I like chopped lettuce. That is so much better. I hate thick lettuce because it's when you buy that cheeseburger, you're literally choking on this big leafy lettuce and all that. You can't stand it, and that's what Kenny Pickett is, a big chunk of lettuce, and I can't stand that.
That's great.
I know what Kenny Pickett is.
What's that?
This is elaborate, so bear with me here.
Oh, boy.
There was a story back around 2009 that was floating around about Marty Gilliard. If you guys remember Marty Gilliard, great receiver for the University of Cincinnati.
Living in his car, having 3 jobs or whatever it was.
Right. And the thing he used to do, because he used to have to provide for his family, is they would have toast and butter or toast with like mayonnaise, whatever they could find. And he would tell his younger brothers to close your eyes and pretend it's a steak.
Yep.
Kenny Pickett is that piece of burnt-ass toast, and everybody in Pittsburgh is closing their eyes trying to pretend that they think it's Joe Burrow. But at the end of the day, it's a piece of burnt-ass toast.
Santori,
That's
you get
Kenny
it.
Pickett. How's
Hey,
that?
you might as well throw your hat in the ring. Everybody else doing food now. Gee, why don't you throw your hat in this one, man?
No, I'm good. I don't think Kenny Pickett's as bad as everybody is saying.
No, I just like dogging him.
I mean, it's fun to dog him. He's a Steeler. I think he's
He's all right.
he's average right now. He's completing a high percentage. I know he's throwing a few picks. He's
Bengal
young.
Dad, you
Really
and I must have watched different. Bengal Dad, he had a wide open 20-yard scramble that
I know he
literally
did.
came. Bad decision making.
He made a bad decision. Absolutely, he did. I'm not rooting for him. Trust me. I'm just trying to be a little unbiased.
We'll see where he is next year.
Yeah, we will.
This year's not the year.
Yeah, I hope he's nowhere.
I hope everybody remembers. A lot of people said the same shit about Roethlisberger when he first got to Pittsburgh. He's just dink and dunk. It's just management. He's just going to throw dump-off passes. He's going to hand to the bus. He's going to hand off to Staley. It's the defense is going to carry him. And boom, overnight. Just be patient with it. It's fun to dog him, but you never know. You absolutely never know.
All right, next game we got the Titans favored by 3.5 over the Texans in Houston.
Titans.
This is how much I don't pay attention to the Titans. Is Tannehill still the quarterback?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
They're 4-2 and they're leading their division. And they've won 4 games in a row.
I can't believe that, but I don't know.
Started off 0-2. They're not playing anybody. I don't know who they played. I don't think they're playing anybody of.
Okay, you know what? I'm going to do a little quick food analogy for Ryan Tannehill. If he's in the right system, it's like putting ketchup on fries, but if it's in the wrong system, it's like ketchup on broccoli. So if the ketchup has to be put on the right type of thing, and he's in the right system. So I'll go Titans.
He's ketchup on fries.
Yes,
Ketchup on fries right now.
fries we'll call the fries Henry fries.
Okay, that's fair.
All right. So everybody on the Titans here?
Yeah.
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 All right. Washington Commanders plus 3.5 at the Colts.
Colts.
Oh,
Commanders.
I know Matt Ryan's getting benched, but I don't know, man. I mean, man,
Taylor
Who's
Heineke,
quarterbacking for the Colts?
Sam Ellinger.
I don't even know.
Coach,
He was the kid from Texas a couple years ago.
I thought it was
Yeah.
Mississippi came out of. No, that was no.
I'm going Taylor Heineke and the Commanders.
Yeah.
Did anybody see that quote that was put out, I believe, by Jim Irsay a couple weeks ago?
He's
I
got
think
some
it was
great ones.
Irsay, where he said he thought what Ryan was doing for the Colts, it was similar to what Peyton Manning was doing for the Colts.
Well,
He compared that leadership and that calmness. He was comparing all that to Peyton Manning.
Well,
Now they bench him.
he does have like 60 UIs. So he doesn't make the best decisions in life.
And for a second, I thought you meant Matt Ryan. I was like, what? But then I realized that you're talking about Jim Irsay.
No, well, yeah, the 6 UI, yes. All right, I'm going to take. I guess I'll take the Commanders since they're going to be starting this quarterback I haven't heard of before. So I'll take Commanders.
Heineke?
No.
Oh, Ellinger.
Ellington or whatever you said.
Ellinger.
Ellinger. Okay. We got the Niners at the Rams. The Rams are getting 2.5 points.
Same frame.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. And Santori
Nice.
is frozen.
Ram-
I think he fell asleep.
I'm here.
You are there, but you're frozen again. What do you got, Greg? Niners and Rams.
Rams, man. I gotta go. I gotta go Niners. Wait, what's the spread again?
2.5.
2.5.
Rams are
For
getting,
the yeah.
Rams are getting the 2.5, and they're at home.
You know what? Cooper Cup is like a cup of chocolate milk. You just can't stop drinking it. It's so awesome. Cooper, I gotta go. I gotta go Rams.
All right. What are you thinking up there, Freezer?
Niners.
Niners, okay.
The Rams suck.
The
End of
New York
conversation.
Football Giants traveling to the west, the great Northwest, to the Seahawks. Seahawks are a 3.5-point favorite over the Giants.
Seahawks.
They're
Gino's
hard
playing-
to play up there. They are really tough up there.
Gino's playing at a decent level. They're running the ball well.
Yeah,
I think the
Well,
Giants are finally going to get a pretty good test here, and that's going to be all she wrote.
I think the Giants are going somewhere they really don't want to go.
Seahawks.
They got that crowd. I mean, there's everything.
I'll be the contrarian. I'll go Giants and Saquon.
Okay.
All right.
I'll be
that I want
wrong,
people to
but-
get hurt, but he's due to get hurt, isn't he?
Yeah.
I mean, every year he gets hurt. Green Bay Packers. I wonder when the last time the Packers received 10.5 points in a game at the Buffalo Bills.
Bills.
Is that enough?
No, it's not. I don't think.
No.
Not up there because the Bills score like crazy up there.
They might win by 30.
It's
My-
Bills. Exactly. If it was 17, I'd still say the Bills.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bills.
Call a spade a spade. Aaron Rodgers is playing like shit.
I
And he
haven't
doesn't
looked at
make
his
it.
numbers and how he's playing. I just see the team's doing nothing.
Well, guys, I know because he's on my freaking fantasy team. Tell me that.
All right, so everybody's going Niners or Bills on this one, right?
Yeah.
The last game is the best game on Who Dey Ween. Bengals,
right.
a 3.5-point favorite over the Browns.
Bengals.
Well, that was fast from you.
They're going to win by 20.
Oh my!
3.5 point favorite. Yeah.
I'm
Bengals.
going Cleveland. I think the Bengals win in like a 1 or a 2 point game.
Yeah.
I think it's a McPherson field goal.
That's honestly fair. I'm just trying to be overconfident.
It's going to be a scare fearsome field goal.
Yes. All right. Take it away.
Hey,
we're done with our picks. Now what?
This right here is something the Browns won't sniff for a while. Right here. Conference championship.
That one guy said they have 8 championships, but he's back in the 50s somewhere.
Yeah.
He's seeing him on Twitter.
He said 8s with an S at the
Yes.
end.
Yes.
So we have 8s.
8.
Literally nobody talks or cares about pre-Super Bowl era.
Yeah.
No, they don't.
Yeah. So I don't know who found out, but Kieran did a little digging, I think, or sent it to us or whatever. He's not really someone you want to get. I just wouldn't engage him on Twitter. He's got a little bit of a shady past with a pretty long arrest record. Just steer clear of that guy.
All right.
Yep, I stayed away.
Jackass. Kind of a jackass.
To your point, Sissy James, I think you really hit it on the head. Nobody cares about pre-Super Bowl era because you always hear about Lombardi. You don't hear much about Paul Brown. You really
Right.
And Paul Brown was the Lombardi.
Yes.
The era, that's what that guy's talking about with all his championships. But Paul Brown doesn't get near the love that Lombardi gets. Lombardi is.
To be fair, Paul Brown wasn't coaching when they named the trophy. He was building something else.
Yeah.
Hey, Bengal Dad, did you ever watch that documentary on NFL Pro Football Live about Paul Brown? I mean, you look at Bill Belichick, all those guys, all of them, or like what Paul Brown invented with the headset. I mean, he was a pioneer of that stuff. And like Bill Belichick, most of my coaching philosophy was based on Paul Brown. I believe he said something.
Yeah, I think guys that are in the game and remember back then, they have all the love in the world for Paul Brown.
Yeah.
But just today's fans, let's face it, what 56, 57 Super Bowls. I mean, you have to be honestly 65 to 70 years old to understand what Paul Brown did with the Browns.
Yes.
You got to be that old to even have a clue about it.
I
don't remember it. I remember him on the sidelines for the Bengals, coaching the Bengals. I do remember that, but I don't remember anything with the Cleveland Browns.
Early 60s was the last time the Browns did anything. And he did a lot of his damage with the Browns in the 50s.
Yeah.
So even if you're 70, you're still, maybe 5 when it was going on. And you don't really have the understanding.
No.
You'd have to be 80 or 90.
Yeah, you probably would. Yeah.
Going on. That's why I retweet the guys. Nobody gives a shit what happened 100 years ago.
Yeah, it's like
Sorry.
I got to be careful with that with my 75, 76 Reds. I don't bring those up too often anymore.
Bring that up. I mean, what if I said, like that's what, but say, you put it the best, man. I mean, it's like I tell all these Reds fans, like it's been half a century. Nobody cares.
Now, I will say, though, Bengal Dad, I do think that you say the Big Red Machine, most knowledgeable baseball fans know and appreciate that squad.
They do. It's just you don't want to lean on that as a Reds fan, or you'll be like all these other people, like the 600% and all that stuff. I mean, it was a great era. I'm tickled to death that I was just coming up and really was grasping baseball. I was 10 and 11 years old when that happened, and to be able to go to as many games as I could go to, and my dad had unbelievable seats with his company. I was in the second row of the blue seats, right at the on-deck circle of the visitors.
Oh.
I mean, it was. I could reach out and touch Cesar Geronimo. It's like, oh my God, this is unbelievable.
Get thrown out,
but nothing they ever do can compare. The Reds of today will never, ever, 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 ever sniff anything that team did.
No,
every player on that team could, except for the starting 8, with the exception of Geronimo, could and should be in the Hall of Fame.
Not until hashtag sell the team Bob happens and we get somebody else in there.
Yeah, I'm not saying they can't be good again, but they're never going to have all those Hall of Famers.
Bengal Day.
Oh, yeah.
That's never going to happen.
I know we're talking Bengals here, but I have one quick question. What was not the better team? What was your favorite team? The Big Red Machine or the Nasty Boy team?
Big Red Machine.
Okay.
They were better. The nasty boys were kind of right now like if the Bengals would have won the Super Bowl last year.
Yeah.
Most people didn't believe it. They were not favored to win the World Series. Everybody thought they were going to get swept by the A's. They just got off to an early start and they rode the wave of momentum. I'm fearful if they would have lost Game 4, which they won 2-1 by scoring, I think, 1 in the 8th and 1 in the 9th, and they had just lost Billy Hatcher to injury and Eric Davis to injury. I think they could have easily dropped 4 in a row in that World Series. They lost so much. I mean, Billy Hatcher had 7 hits in a row in the World Series. Eric Davis was just an emotional leader for that team. They were on the precipice of possibly blowing it. So thank God they held on to win that game. But the Big Red Machine was just – they walked on the field. They didn't care. The swagger was unbelievable.
Bengal Dad, if I grew up like in the air like you or my uncle, I would have said the same thing. I'd be talking about today like I would and all that. I mean, I'm jealous you guys got to see the Big Red Machine. I'm just saying, it's just that I'm tired of hearing the stories. My just saying is like, what about now? And all that,
Yeah. And again, I'll promote one thing. The thing that I've got that a lot of people don't have, and screw everybody that says something bad about him, I got to watch Pete Rose play baseball. That was unbelievable. That was
him on a football or on a baseball field. Holy cow.
Yep, there he is, Greg. He's all over there.
That would have been awesome to be able to see live.
Nobody gets to see that. I mean, yeah, there are phenomenal players. There's the kid out for the Angels right now, the pitcher and the center fielder guy. I mean, they got some great players in the game. Trout's a great player, but nobody cared like Pete Rose. Nobody carried a team on his shoulders like Pete Rose, and there was no moment that was ever too big for Pete Rose.
Yep.
I'm done now. I had to go there.
No,
I mean, the guy's 80 years old. He might not be around much longer. Yeah. The day he dies is part of me is going to die.
Yeah.
I get it. Childhood hero.
There's a where's his jersey at? Oh, second one from the top, next to bench.
Wait a minute. Yeah, Bengal Dad, you have all the Big Red Machine jerseys right there.
No, they're not all. I got a bench and a Rose. There's a Casey and a Eric Davis.
All right.
And I got some Bengals over that shoulder.
Okay.
No, trust me though. He's got. You probably have almost all the jerseys though.
Not so much. I got a lot of stuff though. A lot of stuff.
Well, you know what? A lot of stuff. Maybe I got to come over sometime and I'll bring my car with me and just to load stuff.
Are you on the laptop? Hey, are you on your laptop?
Yeah.
Can you
freezing again.
Can you take a walk down the hallway real quick?
A walk down the hallway? The back hallway?
Yeah, the one that has wall-to-wall Reds memorabilia.
Oh man, I'm gonna be jealous of this. Oh my gosh.
Another Rose jersey.
Wow, that's sweet.
Whoa. Look at that. Signed by like every single member.
Everyone except Klazewski and George Sugar.
Where did you get that?
I bought it.
Oh. Okay, fair enough.
Collected it since I was 8.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to do this, son.
Uh-oh.
Ow.
I mean,
that's cool.
Different
That
stadiums.
is sweet.
So last pitch painting of Crosley.
Yeah, Udipole sign probably. Yeah.
That's there's the scorecard from the Jay Bruce walk-off game.
I was at that game.
Signed by Jay Bruce.
Oh, I didn't get that.
Oh.
Once again, the walk-off, Jay Bruce. I was a Jay Bruce fan, if you can't tell. I'm running out of light here. First pitch. This is the 76 World Series. Pete Rose playing about 45 feet away from home plate on Mickey Rivers taking the bunt away. You never see players do that anymore.
No.
Pete Rose barreling over Fosse in some kind of almost like a Leroy Neiman kind of painting.
Wow. Hey, Bengal Dad, are you a Pete Rose fan?
A little bit. God bless Pete Rose. That's probably like 1968 or 69 in Crosley.
Wiedemann beer sign. There you go.
George Foster. Tony Perez back in Crosley.
There you go.
Oh my gosh.
Johnny Bench hitting the home run against the Pirates in the 72 playoffs.
Wow.
Tyler, there's one for you. Home run derby.
The Todd father.
The Todd father.
Todd,
JB.
best catcher of all time.
Billy Hamilton, my favorite center fielder in the world.
That's a cool pick.
I love Billy
That is-
Hamilton. Another Johnny Bench signed. 63 rows in training in spring training before when it all started.
Wow.
75 World Series final out.
Well, there you go.
And more Pete Rose, more Pete Rose, more Pete Rose,
Sheesh, man.
more Pete Rose, 1963 Pete Rose.
Yeah.
So yeah,
That's amazing.
That's what I got.
I think no. Bengal Dad, you're a bigger Pete Rose fan than Wildman Walker is, I think.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Okay.
I probably
You folded.
I probably have the ability to, or I decided to spend a little more money than Wildman has on Pete Rose stuff.
Well, no, did you ever see that documentary? Wildman Walker was in that documentary. He was labeled biggest Pete Rose fan. Remember, who was the actor that did the narrating and all that and stuff? J.K. Simmons. Remember that Pete Rose documentary that came out?
Yeah.
That was a really good documentary, I thought.
I got to do something that other people have never got to do either. But
What's
it's
that?
embarrassing because I was bad at it. Because I went to school for broadcasting. And I was allowed.
Same.
What's that?
It's insane.
Yeah. And my internship was working for WSAI.
Right.
And the AM station up in Price Hill. And they had a newsman or a sports director, I guess. His name was, believe it or not, his name was Red Pitcher. Was the guy's name. It's crazy.
Red Pit.
And Red Pitcher didn't really like going to the games. So I had free tickets to go to every single Reds game. This was in 1985. And I would go down on the field and lean against the batting cage and watch all the players take batting practice. Then I would go and watch the game and then go down in the clubhouse and interview the players.
That's awesome.
And every night I was in Pete Rose's office, scared to death. Pete Rose is walking around without a shirt on, just in his jersey pants. He would excuse himself, keep the door open, and go take a pee in the urinal. And everybody could hear it. He would walk back like he was no big deal on Pete Rose, and I would never ask him a question. I remember my phone cord, my microphone cord got caught up around his chest one day, and I'm reaching around his barrel chest trying to get my cord. I was like 21 years old. I was scared to death.
Oh my God.
He made fun of me. He said, "What do you work for, a deaf mute station? You never ask me any questions." That's typical Pete Rose, though. He doesn't care what he says, but I still love what he did on the field. I was so upset because if you remember, I said that was in '85. My internship ended in July. Couldn't cover the game anymore. September was 41.92. Wow. I could have been on the field in the clubhouse and everything for 41.92, but the internship ended.
Oh,
Were you at the game?
Yeah, I went 3 nights in a row to see it.
Okay.
My mom and I saw it together.
That's awesome.
that's cool.
Yep.
So if you couldn't tell, my dad likes Pete Rose.
Oh.
And I grew up with that Pete Rose shrine in the basement.
God bless Pete Rose. What we got?
Glove.
I'm looking at us.
Oh, I see a glove. Is it a glove?
Yeah, Johnny Bench signed.
That's a catcher's mitt.
Catcher's mitt. I figured you figured. Yeah, it's the catcher's Johnny Bench catcher's mitt glove, signed by Bench.
That's
I
cool.
could have had something really cool to show you guys if I had all the money in the world because I did bid on it.
Oh, yeah.
I went to the Louisville Slugger Museum when Johnny Bench was auctioning off all his stuff.
Yeah.
I was trying to buy his personal 1975 World Series trophy.
You tried to buy that?
I offered $37,500 and it went for $73,000.
Close.
I was. You talk about being scared. I mean, I've never spent any more than maybe $1,000 on something.
Right.
And I put my little paddle up for 37.5, and I'm going, did I just flip and do that? I was almost happy that somebody else bid something over me.
Where would you have put that? Would you even like? I'd put that in a safe or something. Oh my gosh!
I hadn't had my basement built yet. I was going to build a separate place and have it glassed in.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly what I was going to do, but the thing is, I was willing to spend $50,000 for it, but they charge you like a 25% auction fee at those places.
Oh.
So when you bid 40, you got 10,000 in fees on top of it. So I thought, Jesus, that really backs your bid down. But
yeah,
I will never even consider spending that kind of money again.
The coolest
I've never spent that much money on a car before.
Yeah.
The coolest thing you have is a champagne bottle.
Yeah, I got the champagne bottle from the '90 World Series, signed by the Nasty Boys.
Well, no, Bengal Dad, did you ever I went to the museum one year. They let us try out 3 bats. Now, granted, you had to wear gloves when you tried the bats, but I'll let you figure this out. I got to choose between, I believe it was David Ortiz, Alex Rodriguez. You figure I choose one of those two. Oh, and some other guy named Mickey Mantle. So I'll let you figure out which guy's personal bat I got to hold and all that.
I would say it was the Mick.
Yeah, I mean, look, Big Poppy and Alex Rodriguez, but I think you guys could have Mickey Mantle.
Greg's like, hey, is there a Todd Benzinger one I can get?
Todd Benzinger coached my cousin. He was at Loveland and all that. Yeah. I should have been. No. Hey, James, is there what was that center fielder that we didn't like? Drew Stubbs. I would have held it.
Todd Benzinger's a nice guy. Todd Benzinger goes to the Reds fantasy camps. He's one of the coaches.
Oh, yeah.
He's a real nice guy.
Oh, cool.
I'll love him forever because he caught the last out of the World Series.
Right.
Which happens to be, here, I'll tell you another little quirky thing. My best friend and I, for years and years and years, and we met each other in high school. It was in '79. So it was just past all the good stuff with the Reds. Is that Benzinger? There he is from New Richmond. He always said to me, if the Reds ever get in the World Series, I want the last out because I don't want any pressure. I want the last out to be a pop-up in foul territory. And we were living with that for like 20 years or whatever, wow. 10 years. And it turns out the last out is a pop-up in foul territory. It was coming down. And I thought, you can't even write this. I can't believe that this is happening this way because that's what he wanted. And there it was.
Right.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
all right, Santori.
I don't have any cool stories. All my teams suck.
You got Todd Frazier in the home run derby, and you got the Jay Bruce walk-off.
Okay, I have an all-star game freaking like skills contest. Yay.
No, there's
a couple regular season wins, and then I got to see the closest thing I could possibly get to winning a Super Bowl fall apart right in front of my eyes.
That wasn't the closest. I saw the closest.
Burrow gets that ball off. It's over.
I understand that, but losing the final 34 seconds was pretty painful also back in '89.
We lost with like 24. It's the same shit.
Well, no. So I'll tell you guys, there's a funny story here. The Reds won the World Series October 16th, 1990, I believe, in the middle of October. So my sister-in-law, she doesn't really care for the Reds. This is hilarious. So she and my brother, she's a month older than my brother. She was born on October 1st. So she was born right before the Reds won the World Series. My brother Matt was born November 2nd, right after the Reds won the World Series. And I always make that joke. Yes, he was around when the Reds won a championship, but you weren't. He's like, oh.
He's the reason.
He's the reason, yeah.
Well, Santori, what topics did you have on the docket?
I saw a stat today, and it's one of those things that, and I talked to Dad about this earlier.
It's a cool stat.
It's a cool stat, and it kind of puts, even though it's a smaller sample size, it puts a lot of things into perspective for you. And initially, it was just a couple guys, but I went and did a little bit of digging, and I actually can improve upon this stat. But the first stat was, of the last 10 years of quarterbacks, who has the highest career passer rating in the last 10 years for the AFC North. And it was Joe Burrow at 100.8. No one else was really close. That's for his career. It's the highest in the history of the Bengals for a career. Granted, his career is 40 games. Some guys have 200 or whatever. Little more digging. If you look at every quarterback who's ever played, qualifying, Burrow does not technically qualify because I don't think he's hit 50 games yet. Assume he's going to hit 50 games. And you put his career passer rating where it is right now on the all-time list, 5th. That is how high of a level he has played for his entire career.
Wow.
He is right above Drew Brees.
If he doesn't get hurt, and when he gets to like game 56 or 57, he's replacing those first 6 or 7 games that were just okay to start his career.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, well, you're not looking at a sample of 50 though. It'll raise up still even a little more.
So Santori, you said 5th. Who were the other 4 in front of him?
I had it pulled up. Hold on.
This is career passer rating.
Yeah, number 1 was Patrick Mahomes.
Oh, okay.
For reference.
I mean, I would think Joe Montana. I would think somebody like that.
It's Rodgers.
Dan Marino.
So there are lists that have different qualifying levels. I'm just going to go off of the one that I think was 50 games where I was at earlier.
I like this one.
What?
Without an offensive line until now, really.
Yeah.
Think about that.
This looks like a minimum of 45 games. The number 2 on the list is going to piss off a lot of people, but it is what it is. Number 1's Patrick Mahomes at 106.2. Number 2 is Deshaun Watson at 104.5. Number 3 is Aaron Rodgers at 104.2. Russell Wilson at 101. And then Drew Brees at 98.7.
Well, Russell Wilson's going to fall, and Deshaun Watson will probably fall if he plays.
Most of this list, if you look at the top 25 guys, are currently active players, and that's just because the league has exploded with passing. And that's fair. I mean, that's just going to be the way things go. Montana is currently tied for 20th at 92.3. Kurt Warner is 93.7. Peyton Manning was 96.5. Joe Burrow is a full 4.5 points higher than Peyton
Where's Brady?
Manning. Brady?
The GOAT.
Brady's a GOAT because he wins, not because his stats are great. We got to remember that. Brady just has accumulated a lot of numbers. Brady's 9th, 97.5.
Still pretty good.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's just to put that in perspective, 100.8 for a career.
That's ridiculous.
Is remarkable. Now, if you look at individual seasons, because they keep track of like the top 100 individual seasons. Last year, Joe Burrow was 35th all time. Joe Burrow had the 35th best measured season in the history of the NFL last year.
What's crazy about that, again, he didn't start playing well until the second half of the season.
With a banged up knee and a terrible line.
If he doesn't get hurt, this season is probably going to be better than last season's.
Probably so. Well, remember, he started with 5 interceptions. Ever since then, like 1 interception. I was scared to look at his stats. I'm like, oh my gosh, he's like 2nd league in passing. He's like 4th league in touchdowns. It's just amazing. Can you guys agree? It's like secretly all of a sudden out of nowhere, he's like in the top quarterbacks all of a sudden now. After the first 2 weeks, I was just even scared to look at his stats.
Well, it helps when you throw for 800 yards and 10 touchdowns in like 2 days.
Exactly.
Back up. No,
it's amazing what those.
It's crazy. In 2 weeks' time, we went from not being talked about to almost being the darlings again of the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
Burrow's the man again. He's almost up there with Mahomes and Allen. I do think the Bengals are probably the 3rd best team in the AFC. I have a hard time finding anybody that would be above them besides the Chiefs and the Bills.
I just don't trust Baltimore to really even be in that conversation. I know they beat us, so I kind of have to go with it. But
can you guys imagine how exciting it's going to be in December and January if the Bengals stay on this trajectory when they get to play the Chiefs and the Bills?
Cool.
I mean, it's going to be phenomenal.
It's going to be epic.
Oh,
electric. Woogie, woogie, woogie.
Oh.
What are you looking up there, Santori?
I'm looking at some Bengals all-time passing stats just to give you guys an idea of.
Well, they won't be great going back. Maybe some averages, but nothing as far as cumulative totals.
No, it'll be single-season stuff or averages, stuff like that.
I mean, back then, if you threw 25 touchdown passes in a season, it was a big deal.
It's big, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So, let's see here.
Remember when Ravens fans thought Lamar was better than Burrow?
Oh, yeah.
So
my brother-in-law,
to give you an idea, because Kitna was here for a short while.
Kitna threw for 4,000 yards one year.
Kitna has 10,707 yards as a Bengal, and it took him 53 games. Burrow has just played game 33, and he's closing in on 9,500. He will pass Kitna in the next 5 to 6 weeks.
Different game, though. Different game.
I mean, he had Chad.
But man, you could kill people back then.
Right. He is 6,000 yards away from Jeff Blake, and he's about halfway to Carson already.
I really like Jeff Blake, too.
I liked him, too.
Oh, yeah.
Man, I like Jeff Blake. He's the reason the team stayed in Cincinnati.
Yeah.
I think that stadium got built because he energized this place enough when that vote was happening back in '96.
Shaking Blake.
Remember, Elizabeth Blackburn did an interview on a show one time. No. Jeff Blake did an interview on a show one time. He said they did a presentation to keep the team Cincinnati, and the cover was Jeff Blake, Darnay Scott, and Carl Pickens. You're absolutely right about that.
I don't know if I told the story on here before or not, but it's very brief. When I met Jeff Blake at one of the Chevy dealership over in the Kings Auto Mall, he was signing autographs. Right. And I walked over there, and I asked him, I said, you don't have to answer me or not. I said, but I'm a huge Bengal fan. I said, what the hell's wrong with this team? Why can't we get out of our own way? Why is it that nothing ever seems to really transpire and work? And he said, you got to cut the snake off at the head. That was his quote to me. He was blaming Mike Brown on the whole thing. He said, cut the snake off at the head, and you'll see a difference. And I will say –
he's not in charge anymore.
The snake went in the hole, and he's allowed KD and everybody else to kind of call shots. So maybe Blake was right all those years ago.
Here's another Joe Burrow stat for you. Of all qualifying quarterbacks, where does he rank in completion percentage?
1.
Yes.
No. 1?
What was that question again?
Of all qualifying Bengals quarterbacks, where does he rank in completion?
Oh, I was thinking all time. I'm sorry. Or like all quarterbacks.
Again, I don't like completion percentage because it's all dink and dunk at this point. Everybody's at 65, at 68 to 70, 72. Seems like everybody's in that range.
Burrow was the top last year, 70.4?
I think so.
Yeah, and it seems like everybody's just escalating or elevating that because there's so many short passes.
There you go, Kane.
Serious question. Does Jeff Blake belong in the Bengals Ring of Honor?
No.
There
wasn't enough time, I don't think. I would love it. I didn't care how bad the team was. I loved watching him play because he was a gunslinger. He just let it go. I loved that.
All right. Of all qualifying quarterbacks, where does he rank in yards per attempt?
For the Bengals.
Burrow.
For the Bengals.
For the Bengals.
Yards per attempt. It's got to be number 1.
Yeah, I would think number 1.
He's tied for 1.
Number 2, Kenny's number 1.
Tied for first with not Kenny.
No, Kenny was too dinking. Probably Blake.
I was going to say Carson Palmer.
Boomer?
Greg Cook?
Oh. David Klingler.
Sam Weish.
What? Sam Weiss.
Sam
What, he throw
Weiss.
like 6 passes?
He played 24 games, so it qualifies. We haven't had too many quarterbacks. I'm looking at season plus.
I'll tell you what, a quarterback that plays 24 games and you can't find a highlight on Sam Weiss.
No, Bengal Dad. I don't know if you want him in the.
I'm sure Jim's got some. He's got
Oh,
highlights.
I'm sure
everybody.
Bengal Jim's got something, yeah.
Oh God.
What were you saying, Greg?
But now, Bengal Dad, I know you probably don't like him as much as Blake. Will Carson Palmer get in the Bengals Ring of Honor? Or no?
Never.
I don't want him in there.
What he did, he will never ever. Who's going to vote him in?
That's what I was going to say. The fans are going to be voting.
Yeah, they're not going to vote him. He's a quitter.
No, I'm sorry. I mean, I understand why he was upset, but we made you the highest paid quarterback.
Yes, we did.
I mean,
Here's the issue I have with Carson. Is he says he was never given help. Okay?
Never
Sure.
given help.
I'll listen. That's his
Yeah,
biggest
good
complaint.
offensive line.
He was given. Let's look at the help he was given. Okay? Willie Anderson.
Yep.
Rich Bram.
Yep.
Levi
Levi
Jones.
Jones. That really, really good offensive line he had in 05. Bobby Williams. I forget the other guy.
Eric
David
Stop-
Guycheck.
He may have had. When did Whitworth come around?
He had Whitworth for a while. Whitworth was drafted in 07. He had Whitworth.
Yeah.
So he had Whitworth.
For 06. He had Rudy. He had Corey Dillon. He had Chad. He had TJ. He had Chris Henry. He had the defense that led the NFL in interceptions one year. He had Mike
2005.
Zimmer.
Yep.
He had Cedric Benson. They went out and got him Lavernius Coles. They went out and did him a favor and got T.O. because he was the one begging for T.O.
Yeah.
At what point did they not give him help? Was it the $116 million that he agreed to sign for? What point did they not help him?
Yeah.
I'm sorry it's cold in Cincinnati and we didn't have a practice facility yet. We're working on it. That was not the Brown family not wanting to do that. It was a logistical issue that they just now got fixed. But my God, to say you never got help is bullshit.
Yeah.
Palmer is nothing but a footnote in Bengal history.
And there's a lot of people that go, "Oh, I'm with Palmer. I'm with Palmer." Here's the deal: I've heard the people that are with Palmer, and I guarantee they're out there. I'm fine with that. But when we went to that Bengals Raiders game, and he got fucking flattened right on his ass, I heard 65,000 people who were ecstatic.
First play of the game, he got freaking pile driven into the ground. Was it Geno Atkins that got him?
Yeah, Geno Atkins. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So if you want to know how the city feels about Carson Palmer,
Yeah.
turn on the first drive of that Bengals Raider game in 2010, where he got absolutely destroyed, or 2012, whatever that was, when he came back.
I burnt my Palmer jersey that game. I can concur with that. And I'll tell you what, Santori, my uncle is one of them. Because when I was telling my uncle how I was ticked off when Carson Palmer did that interview for Super Bowl, when he's like, if I'm Joe Burrow, do I want to stay here? And my uncle had the nerve to say, well, can you blame him for Burrow thinks that, or for Carson saying that? I'm like, he's still living by the 90s Bengals. He's like, Greg, you have no idea what I had to witness. The 90s, it's been almost 30 years ago. Get over it. This is a new era. But they don't.
Here's the difference. You have a different president. You have a different vice president. You have a different GM. You have a different scouting department, a different stadium, all the different players. The only guy that's left, there's two guys left around from that era. One is Mike Brown, and I think the other's JB, who still runs out of the tunnel.
Yep.
That's it. Those are the only constants and remaining artifacts from that era. Relax. It's over.
Yes.
It's been over. It's been over for 30 years.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you guys one thing, but obviously Burrow's the reason this team's doing well. But you know who gets a big shout out? Elizabeth Blackburn. I mean, you look what she's done with the fans, getting the Ring of Honor. She reached out to the community and all that. Can you guys all agree? I can't wait till she becomes owner one day.
Oh, I was the biggest critic of her.
I don't know if I'm so high on Elizabeth. I think Elizabeth is a good interior decorator. I think that's what she is. I think she's done a good job with the interior of the stadium and fan and community. She's good with that. But what she's doing would have zero impact if this team wasn't winning. She'd be being laughed at. Like, oh, is that you're putting lipstick on a pig That's what would happen. I admire that she's doing this, and I think her timing is remarkably lucky or coincidental. But I think Katie Blackmore is who's making this thing happen. Katie and Duke are the ones that are selecting these players, formulating these contracts. They're the meat and potatoes behind this. I think
Elizabeth was probably waiting to come out to really try and renovate this. And this is just from some things I've heard from some people. I know that sounds like an anonymous source kind of thing, but this is a legit conversation I had. It's not a coincidence that Elizabeth came out and they've really, really ratcheted up the PR the way they did. The phrase I heard was they were waiting for their guy, meaning Burrow. And the moment that they got their guy and they knew everybody would start to buy in, they were going to ramp this thing up 100 miles an hour because they knew they could get the fan base at that point. They had the money, they had the time, they had the land for the practice facility, but it's hard, like you said, it's hard to sell people on a product that's not winning. So they were very, very strategic in terms of we are not going to really start rolling out the red carpet and getting the new DJ and the new stadium upgrades and everything until we've got our guy. They landed Burrow, they landed Chase, and boom, it all took off. Now, granted, Super Bowl run, you can never predict those.
No.
But they were a little bit strategic with when they really wanted to start exploding on their PR. So I'll give them that. There's some luck involved, but they were definitely waiting.
I got to show that one.
Duke and Sound Departed have been real meat and potatoes. I love what Elizabeth's done, and she knew with Burrow it would work. Right. It's kind of what we're saying.
There you go, Greg. Yeah. Greg, I got a little meat and potatoes in there for you.
Meat and potatoes.
There you go. But no. But like Elizabeth Blackburn, the thing you mainly got to think is she listened to the fans and all that. She's like, you almost could argue she was like on that. She could have been done like the show Undercover Boss, where she's like, instead of like, having these meetings on what to do, we got to go talk to the people ourselves and all that. We got to go within the beast and we got to go talk to them. That's what she did.
I think what happened there is I don't think she ever wanted to do anything against her grandfather.
Right.
And I think she saw, Grandpa said he's backing down. He doesn't mind at this point if I put myself out there because I agree with all the fans that are suffering. They want to have better social media. They want to have a nicer looking stadium. They want to have this. I think she was given the go ahead that she wasn't going to look like she was against her grandfather. I think there was a blessing that happened somewhere and then she was allowed to voice her opinion. All the things she's doing, I don't disagree with anything that she's doing. It's all good stuff. It's really good stuff. It's not making them win though. Duke and Katie are making them win. They're allowed to spend the money the way they want to spend it now, and they don't have Mike back there just holding all the purse strings and letting them make decisions that they're not allowed to execute. They're not allowed to execute at this point. That's what.
But I tell you guys what. Remember the old days Bengals Twitter? It was like a text. Bengals signed this quarterback, and that was it. I mean, you guys got to admit the social media stuff. It's so cool when they.
The design and the execution and the graphics department and the videos they put together. And, that is Elizabeth, too, where they have the ruler of the jungle thing. I mean, it extends that far. That's all part of it. And a lot of that's Elizabeth. A lot of that is the other girl we're not giving a whole lot of credit to right now is Emily Parker. She plays a large part in all of that.
Huge part.
So, I mean, they've definitely we would talk about night and day difference with the way they operate, even from 2015 to now is night and day.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, it's totally different. They're a major league franchise at this point.
Yep. Oh yeah.
You guys almost wonder.
You're still major leagues.
Can I answer this? You almost wonder if the Reds fans right now that still hate the Bengals, you wonder if they're intimidated by that right now. They still look for ways to bring up the past because that's all they got right now.
Again, all the Reds have right now is what Elizabeth Blackburn does for the Bengals. Yeah. The Reds have the nicer looking stadium. I mean, let's face it, the concourse is a lot nicer. The restaurants, the places to eat are better. I think that the fan interaction is actually better at a Reds game than it is a Bengal game, but they don't win.
No.
So none of that matters. None of that matters.
That's what I'm saying. You almost wonder if they treat it like a fair, like not even a sports event. What's the word I'm looking for? Like a fair or like a picnic or something. And oh yeah, you get to watch a game here, but who cares if they win or lose? It's just exciting to be at the ballpark.
Yeah, all the Reds can sell is a fan experience.
Yep, that's
all
it.
The Reds sell a ton of distraction away from the main product on the field.
Yes,
What it is.
Well, look at what the
our roller
highest,
coaster's broken, but go dunk the clown. Okay.
Well, but besides the opening day, which is always a sellout, what were the highest attended games? The ones where the Bengals threw out the first pitches.
Yeah,
bobblehead night. I mean, it's people go.
No, not even that. I went. No, it was throwing out the first pitch. The Bengals played.
You want to know how bad the Reds are? You want to know how bad the Reds are? And anybody that's been down there during a bobblehead night will tell you this. This is a fact. If you go down there an hour before the game on bobblehead night, when they open up the gates, people will go in, get their ticket, get their bobblehead, and then they leave. And you'll see a bunch of people walking through the banks with their bobbleheads already. They went in, got the bobblehead, and left. They didn't even want to stay for the damn game. They'd rather pay $20 for the bobblehead than actually have to sit and watch a baseball game.
Right.
Yeah.
Am I wrong? I mean, every time I go down there, that's what I see because I go down for bobbleheads. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
Like I can't go there right now. I mean, I'm one of the bigger baseball fans that I even know.
Right.
I went to one game, and it happened to be the one in Iowa.
Yeah, I was going to say.
I won't. I didn't want to go down there. I didn't want to. As soon as Jackhead just made his comment about where else you're going to go, screw you.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd rather go to a Dayton Dragon game. I don't want to go there.
Bengal Dad, I told that to my buddy who's a diehard Reds fan that hates the Bengals. He says, why is it for years and years? Why is it you're getting on the Reds, but you've always cut the Bengals slack and all that? I'm like, because Mike Brown, I never heard say, where are you going to go and all that. He's like, no, Mike Brown's always said this. He's tried to move the team. That's a money thing and all that, but he's never said, Bengal Dad, have you ever heard Mike Brown ever say, where are you going to go?
Mike Brown always says the right things. He might say vanilla things.
Yes.
He might say things that are like Switzerland.
Yes.
But every once in a while, he'll see that there's a little glimmer of hope here or there, and they're hoping if they get a few breaks, this will go their way. Right. But he's never pompous. And that's what Castellini was. He was pompous. We got the product. You have nowhere else to go. You're still coming. It really doesn't matter if we ever win. That's basically what he was saying.
Yeah.
Who wants to be part of that?
Money with that, I'm sorry.
I'm curious what the final attendance numbers were this year.
Wasn't it like
low
1.1 million? I think it's around 1.1.
They were low.
Yeah.
Article from 2 weeks ago. Reds set record low attendance for Great American Ballpark.
What a surprise.
They averaged 17.5 per game.
So,
I can't believe it's that high.
So what is that?
1.4.
1.4.
Was that the lowest since was it 82?
82 was the 101 loss season or 102, whatever it was.
Right.
I think it was the lowest since 82.
Hold on, I got it right here. It says lowest attendance total since 84, where they hit 1.3.
That was a strike shortened season.
Dang.
84 was?
That was a strike year.
You're the strike year.
It literally took a strike year.
I knew 94 was.
Yeah, I think 84 was strike also.
Okay. I thought 81 was the strike year. They have baseball's best record. And
you are right. You are right. 81 was a strike. 94. Yeah, you are right about that.
Yeah, because they had the best record in baseball, but didn't make the playoffs.
Yes.
I love this. Okay. In 18, they had 1.6. 19, they had 1.8. 21, they had 1.5. 22, they had 1.4. And then it says 20, no fans. Well.
Yeah. COVID.
And what was it in 1976?
Oh, I have no idea. It's not on here.
2.7.
Okay, sorry. Jeez.
Yeah, take that, Santori.
2.7.
Gosh. Well, did you guys see my my Bengals stat about the trio of 1,000-yard receivers?
No.
I think I did. Yeah, I did, James.
So there's been 5 I shouldn't say wide receivers. five trios of pass catchers. Sorry, the last one happened in 2008. That was the Cardinals. They had Larry Fitzgerald, Anquan Bolden, and of course Steve Breston. Everybody knows him. That was the last time it happened. So the most yards out of the trio was 3,762 out of those five trios. That was the 80 Chargers. So that was Kellen Winslow, John Jefferson, Charlie Joyner. The pace for these three Bengals receivers, Chase, Higgins, and Boyd, 3,679. That's their pace right now. Chase is on pace for 1,469 and 114 receptions and 14.57 touchdowns. In terms of the receptions, that would be the most out of any of the trios that would hit 1,000 yards. The touchdowns would be the second most. Harrison had 15. He's on pace for 14.57. Boyd and Higgins somehow have the exact same amount of yards, and they're both on pace for 1,105.
Not complaining about that.
Yeah, it's unreal.
That is pretty darn impressive that they are similar to the 80 Charger team.
By the way, with all due respect to Anderson, because I asked him at an event which trio was better, the one we have now or the one with Henry, Chad, and TJ. I mean, of course, he's probably going to say, his teammates, but can we all agree this isn't even close, or is it? I don't think it is.
Well, let's just say the potential is way, way more for this squad.
Yes.
It's not close.
The one that falls off on that whole thing is Chris Henry.
Yeah.
Chris Henry he would have good spot games here or there. He dropped a lot of passes too.
I thought Chris Henry was going to be better than Chad and TJ. I mean, you guys remember, he was 6'5". He could run fast. He kind of looked like Randy Moss at times. I thought Chris Henry could have been he could have been better than Chad and TJ. I thought.
I have a hard time talking about Chris.
Okay. As a player, I'm just saying.
No, I know. I don't talk about his off the field stuff because I loved Chris Henry. Don't get it twisted. That'll tell you how much I like Chris Henry. Hello. It's my wife. It's my anniversary. I'm on a podcast. I'm gonna get hit later.
It's my favorite daughter-in-law.
Yeah, it is. That's right. Don't tell me.
Don't tell what we have for dinner. I know what we have for dinner. I mean,
We got pie.
Look out.
Speaking of dinner, I'm getting off here in 10 minutes. That's pumpkin pie.
Yeah,
It's pumpkin. We got it from Costco. It's huge.
it was like $5 at Costco.
Okay, Greg, the best pumpkin pie. Who's got the best pumpkin pie?
I hate pumpkin pie. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. Darn.
I
You
could kill
murdered
it.
ducks and you hate pie.
What?
Anybody? James?
She said you murdered ducks and hate pie.
No. Ashley, for Thanksgiving, we'll have duck a la ranch and pumpkin pie. How about that?
I'll throw a guess out there because I have no idea, but I'll and Santori's probably going to hate this, but I'll say Frisch's.
Yes.
So Frisch's has elite pumpkin pie.
Absolutely Frisch's.
There we go.
I love Frisch's. That was one of the few places that when we would go out with my grandma that like we would actually get to go because grandma was a little picky, right, Dad? Your mom's a little picky.
A little bit, yeah.
But if we went out, it was 99% of the time it was Frisch's, especially in her younger years.
Okay, Ashley, Santori, Bagel Dad, well, even James, when you're back in Cincinnati, I challenge you guys this. You could say that all you want, but go to Grader's, get a pumpkin roll. And if you say Frisch's pumpkin pie is better, that's fine. But try the Grader pumpkin roll.
It's different, a different thing.
Yeah,
but it's pumpkin. It's the battle of the pumpkin.
You're comparing pies and rolls here. There's nothing. Apples and
the
oranges.
Battle of the pumpkin, though. I'd rather try pumpkin cheesecake. That's good too. I'm just saying. I don't care pumpkin. I like pumpkin bread.
I'm
but
here
pumpkin
for it
roll.
all.
What?
I said I'm here for it.
You are just a pumpkin.
For it.
Have you ever tried the pumpkin roll Graders?
I'm waiting for the.
You ever tried the pumpkin roll Graders?
No.
Go try it sometime, and you're going to say, "Wow, Greg knows what he's talking about."
I don't know. You just told me to put ketchup on a grilled cheese. I'm a little skeptical.
You
Absolutely.
put ketchup in your chicken noodle soup.
I do it when I'm sick.
Oh my gosh!
Oh,
My wife would say pumpkin spice Starbucks is what she would say.
Ooh.
Oh my
all right.
God.
So let me throw a pie place out there. Well, not a pie place, but they have pie. So growing up, I used to go with my grandparents to a place called Hyde's in Hamilton. And they always had a pie of the day, and they had this big circular display case that would rotate, like Frisch's had.
Mhm.
It would rotate. You could pick what pie you wanted. But the pie I remember the most from there was lemon meringue. And
Yeah,
it was
I don't
so
do
good.
that.
I don't like meringue. That's just egg. Like, just whipped egg.
And sugar.
Yeah, great. It's just sweet eggs.
Do any of you guys ever go to the Chicago area?
Oh,
Yeah.
I know where this is going.
Oh, you know where it's going.
I know where this
It
is going. Hold on. I'm just going to end this right now.
You took a nap.
Hold on, I think I did this wrong. Hold on.
What are you doing to me? Wow. I'm solo? What are you doing to me? Flip that switch. You're killing me.
Portillo's. Or
Portillo's.
Portillo's.
Portillo's. Best lemon pie you're going to get, best chocolate pie or lemon cake you're going to get, best chocolate cake you're going to get. Portillo's is unbelievable.
All right.
I got a buddy that lives in Chicago. He's off of the Division Street exit on the Blue Line.
Yep.
And so I'll have to is there one anywhere close to that?
It is like their skyline. If there's
There's-
not, he is
there's-
Okay,
there are-
okay.
Everything.
There are plenty of them.
Then I'll have to talk to my buddy Adam and see if we can go there the next time I'm up
You
there
need to
because
call Adam right now, and you will get instant
It's a
verification.
hamburger, hot dog joint, great shakes. They have a chocolate cake shake. They
It's
got
almost
all that
themed
stuff.
like an old mafia garage, and it's like chili dogs and burgers, and they got a chocolate
Anything
shake.
that's bad for you, they got.
the next time
Shake. Oof.
next time I'm up there, you better believe I'll be texting you guys because I'll be like, what was the name of that place?
Yeah,
Because I won't remember.
You got to go to. There's one in Indianapolis, I think.
Yep.
Jake, get me a pie. If there's a pecan pie, get it for apple pie.
Mine's good too.
We'll have to see if I can because normally I fly up there. So
What?
flying back with a pie.
Put it in the freaking plane or something. I don't care.
Listen, y'all laugh. Bengal Dad flew back from Disney World with like 20 cookies one time. And
Oh,
he
yeah.
ate it.
They were delicious.
Oh
What
yeah.
kind of cookies were they?
They were Gideon's Bakehouse cookies, and they're like
Wait.
this big.
They're almost. It's at least like taking a baseball and cutting it in half, but I think it's a little bigger in
I think
circumference.
it's about a softball.
It's probably a circumference of a softball cut in half. And then each cookie, it's $6 a cookie, but they are unbelievable.
No,
Didn't you bring stuff back from that island
Yeah, I did.
That- with that little bakery? Like you put the money in the little jar or whatever.
Oh,
You
yeah.
never told us how
I
that
love my
was.
sweets.
You
That's why
never
my
told
belly
us
keeps
how that
getting
was.
bigger.
No. So Bagel Dad, Santori told us you're like a whiz at spreading peanut butter on toast and all that. He says you were like
I'm a butter artist.
he's like
She
apparently
backed me up. She backed me up.
I called you the Bob Ross of San Diego.
Oh, that's right.
Go get a piece of bread and peanut butter right now. We need to see
No,
it.
not going to demonstrate it right now. No.
Oh, it's just
No,
like
I want to know the perfect amount
Mr.
of peanut butter
Miyagi.
on toast.
Let's throw something out there. Are we doing the show Sunday night?
I think so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes more sense.
So Sunday night, you need to get a Bob Ross wig. You need to wear it, and you need to come on here, and you need to show us how you spread that peanut butter on the toast.
And be very
We gotta-
descriptive of how I
Well,
do it.
first off, I want to take my victory lap. I
Yeah,
need.
Tori,
I want to
Little
take.
trees.
Oh, it fell off of there. That's just a happy little accident.
I need to take a victory lap. I want to see how accurate I was. I said growing up, you had a separate little shaker for your cinnamon toast.
Absolutely.
And it was like 50% cinnamon, 50% sugar, and it was a little clear tube with the pink little Rubbermaid shaker cap on it, right?
Yeah, but it's more like 20/80 is the
Okay.
ration of cinnamon to sugar. Yeah.
Okay.
You got to
Okay.
really, really shake it. Yeah.
What was the
It's
20
awesome.
and what was the 80?
It was probably 20 cinnamon. Cinnamon's
20
awesome.
cinnamon. Yeah. Maybe even 10 cinnamon.
You basically just put sugar on your bread.
Well, no, you just need a little cinnamon flavored sugar. Is really what
We
it
did
is.
that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did that too. I'm sure Mom in the comments putting something in there right now.
But Bengal Dad, you got to do me a favor here, just for once in your life. I know you left the show last time because of this. Don't leave. Try crunchy chip peanut butter.
Oh no.
Just once, man.
No.
Once.
You're gonna
Never.
break him.
Never. I hate the textured peanut butter. I hate it.
What?
It doesn't. He's gone. It doesn't work.
The chair was with
Okay.
I like this scoot.
Textured peanut butter is for amateurs.
We're gonna go to crumble cookies.
It's for amateurs.
Ready.
It doesn't work. Next, you're going to tell me to use the goober stuff. That's peanut butter and jelly mixed together.
We bought that when we went to Disney last time because we make sandwiches in the hotels and stuff, and it was
It's not the same. It's a different experience.
Yeah, I believe that.
The one I'm really surprised at, and you can't find it anymore. I thought Reese's would have an unbelievable peanut butter.
it's not
It
good.
was
I know.
underwhelming.
I don't know if I've ever had it because I could never find it.
We had it. It
I got
tasted.
It was not like Reese's peanut
It
butter.
was not like Reese's. No, it was not. Was Peter Pan peanut butter?
It was Peter Pan. It was like Peter Pan. I was so disappointed.
The only one that
It was
I
like
can tolerate-
$7 for a little jar of it.
The only one I can tolerate is Skippy, and I only had to get Skippy because of the salmonella thing that happened with Jeff. Skippy was the only possible substitute.
No, Bagel Dad, was that like the roughest time for you and all that with the peanut
Oh,
butter?
the moment
Of all
they-
time,
when they released the hounds, I went and bought 3 or 4 40 ounces of the biggest ones. I mean, they had 2 bags to carry it.
Right.
Well, you back me up because we had a whole probably 10-minute segment about what your diet used to be.
Yeah.
And it's out there. You can probably just go watch it.
Oh,
But I
great!
said, this is great. I said, you used to do the cinnamon toast thing, or you would have a cinnamon Pop-Tart, the brown cinnamon sugar Pop-Tart. I said, at lunch when you're at work, you typically went to either like Chick-fil-A, Wendy's, or La Rosa's.
Yep.
And then when you would get home, it was whatever we had made, which was typically like burgers or pot roast. Pretty standard. And then at night, you would have peanut butter and jelly with Nesquik. And the only thing you might drink in between that would either be lemonade or like white milk.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Just saying. That
I
was
mean,
the diet.
there's other stuff too, but yeah, you covered some stuff.
What was the other stuff?
Oh, I used to love chocolate fudge Pop Tarts.
No.
Oh my God, I would kill for. And again, it gets a little wacky. I would actually stick Pringles in the chocolate fudge of the Pop Tart needed.
Okay.
What?
Bengal,
You did that when I wasn't home. That's a violation.
Tyler
he doesn't like crunchy peanut butter, but
I don't like tomatoes, but I like ketchup. I mean, it's that same kind of deal. I don't like the texture typically, but I do like, the
But
chips.
Bengal Dad, Santori was right. He said you have like you're like a 5-year-old child with like an appetite.
Unsupervised 5-year-old is what I said.
Because
Yeah.
you do stuff. I thought I was bad at times doing stuff and all that, but I mean, like I thought I was bad like eating Buffalo Snyder pretzels with chocolate milk. But you go way beyond that, man.
Yeah, I'll give you one more, and I'm going to get out of here because Kim waved at me half an hour ago. I'm going to go.
Yeah.
I'm probably the only guy that ever had this combination. I used to be fortunate enough to get diamond seats for the Reds.
Right.
Everybody else is drinking beer and whiskey and all this high dollar stuff. I mean, I didn't really even like the buffet. If you've been in there, they got like this big spread. It's just not for me.
Oh,
I
the
would
diamond seats
sit
have like
my
a
seat.
4-star buffet with like a carving station. It's
It's nice, but
it's pretty high end.
it's not baseball
All
food.
right.
It's not baseball food.
It's like
I would
catfish
have
fillets.
probably during the course of the game, I would have probably 3 hot dogs and 2 or 3 cherry slushes. That is what I eat and have during a baseball game in the diamond seats. Nobody else has that kind of stuff. But that's me.
You used to
That's cool.
also, and I can still hear the noise of you making it. is because it made this little click because of your spoon hitting the bottom of the bowl. Is you would heat up a can of SpaghettiOs and crush the Townhouse crackers into it, and you would chop it really hard. And I could just hear the crunch of the cracker and then the spoon hitting the bottom of the bowl.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There's more structure to your SpaghettiOs with meatballs when you have crackers in there.
When I'm eating spaghetti and meatballs, I always want structure. Always.
Spaghetti and meatballs, SpaghettiOs with meatballs.
That was my go-to.
Or SpaghettiOs, sorry.
Every Bengal game when I used to not go to games.
You guys want to know what I did? Really disgusting. At first, just in the salad bar, everybody thought this was really disgusting. They said, "Greg, if you do this again, you're not sitting at our table." I would combine. It's not egg salad. It's like egg shavings, I guess you could say, like pieces of hard-boiled egg. And
right, it's like the white egg white hard-boiled eggs. Yeah.
And I mix it in with cottage cheese, and they're like, "If you ever do that again,
I mean that's
get
not
the heck out."
hateful.
That's not bad.
Dad just eats cottage cheese by the ladleful. That's the other thing you eat.
Okay.
I've watched you inhale cottage cheese.
A lot of salt and pepper. But yeah.
Yeah. Tell you what, no, Bagel Dad, if you ever get in trouble here eating a bunch of flaming hot Cheetos like I have, the secret to cure it is just eat. Go.
I didn't hear you, Dan. The secret is to do what?
Eat cottage cheese, you're good to go. If you ever eat a bunch of flaming hot Cheetos like I have.
All right.
Well, I think I got a few. No, I actually have. I have some leftover La Rosa's spaghetti. I'm about to down here.
Again?
Delicious.
I bought one the other day, and it filled up my entire plate. It was like 3 inches tall. I thought, is this like a family meal? What the heck is this? It was $10. It's the most spaghetti I've ever seen in my life. I'm on my third day of it.
All right,
I can't eat
I'm
all
about
that.
to go. Because we'll jump off here. There's a place open till 10 in Mason. It's called Crumble Cookie. Have y'all heard of that?
Yeah,
I've
we got
heard
one in Lexington.
Oh,
I've heard it's awesome.
Never heard of it.
oh, it's like $7 for a cookie, and they're big. It's kind of
What
like
do
the
you-
same deal as Gideon's. What's that?
What do you recommend there?
They have a rotating menu. They only sell like 3 or 4 different cookies at a time. They
Well,
just
they don't have chocolate chip cookies. There's something wrong with the place.
let me
Yeah.
see. Let me see what
At
Crumble
our-
has right now.
Well, at our place, while you're looking that up, there's normally always a line out the door.
Wow.
Okay.
I gotta see what they have available because they only make like 2 or 3 cookies at a time.
What do they put, like bourbon or something in these cookies? Or
Just good.
Acid.
no,
Something.
wait up, James. Remember in Pulp Fiction, he's like, "I'll take a milkshake," and it's like $7. Like $7 for a milkshake? What is there brandy in it? No, he's like, "Dang, that's a good milkshake there." So,
Oh my god! I
it's
gotta.
a Pulp Fiction milkshake.
Okay, so here are the current flavors. It looks like
All right.
they have milk chocolate chip.
Standard.
Okay, they have peanut butter crisp featuring Butterfinger.
Nice.
Oh,
It looks like a chocolate chip cookie with like chocolate drizzle and crushed up Butterfinger on it.
Yes, it's got the crunchy stuff. Can't do it.
Okay, this one's called chocolate malt. It looks like a chocolate cookie with some kind of like frosting on it, and then there's a single Tootsie Roll on top.
Yeah.
I can do that. one. I can do that.
The original M&M's cookie.
Yeah.
They got one that's just a Rice
Oh,
Krispie
Bagel
treat.
Dad, how is that any different than a chocolate chip cookie? How is that any different than a chocolate chip cookie?
I'm waiting for him to go, what the?
Yeah. And they go,
How is that any different than a chocolate chip cookie other than freaking M&M outs? Oh my gosh.
Here we go.
He brought it up.
Yeah,
You
the
would
milk,
do
the
this.
milk chocolate chip is awesome.
I'm in on the Butterfinger one.
that Tootsie Roll one. I don't know.
Ooh.
No, that M&M one's terrible. Oh, the Rice Krispie. There's no way in the world.
Oh, it's the DJ.
I think it's just a Rice Krispie. I don't know what they're doing there.
I don't either.
It's just a
That's
strawberry
the DJ.
limeade with nerds and then mystery.
Mystery.
Huh?
I will never do mystery.
I
It will
would
never happen.
Tap the cookie to see which flavor your local store is offering. Uh-oh.
All right, here we go.
I'm tapping. Nothing's happening.
Okay.
Oh,
Well, that's a bust. All
Well,
right.
Hey, yeah.
You're not tapping it right.
Well, so I'm gonna head down there. The store carried them in about 2 weeks ago, and they were pretty darn good.
We'll say, Tori, can you get one and mail it to me?
No,
are you going there tonight?
yeah, they're open till 10.
You're going tonight?
Yeah, as soon as we get off here, I'm gonna jump in the car and go.
All right.
Yeah, look at that face. I know what that means. That was the.
Give me one.
You know where I live, right?
Yeah. I just
Maybe.
I just
All right, I
gotta
gotta get out of here.
follow the yellow brick Pete Rose Road and I'll get to
Yeah.
your place.
All right, I'm out of here.
Follow
Good
the
show
road
tonight,
to Brown.
boys.
Yeah, good show.
Absolutely.
See you Sunday before Who Dey Ween and another Bengal victory.
That's
Absolutely.
right.
Halloween. Brought to you by Brimminghorn. I'm gonna sound that off. I'm gonna make sure I get it.
Yeah.
We did it. Okay, I'm gonna go get cookies.
See you
All right.
guys.
Guys.